Hello friends, in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how you can add images to your web page. I will also show you how you can resize these images, how you can change the width and the height of these images to suit whatever size that you want it to be. All right, without much ado, let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen, which I've already done. And let me quickly add my project folder to my Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to go to desktop, and the project folder that I'm working with, it's the project folder that I named tutorials. Where is that folder right now? On my desktop. Okay, I've seen it. So I select folder, and let's just wait for it for a second, and I have my folder. You will also notice that I have my images, my image folder inside my project folder. Okay, so let me quickly create my HTML boilerplate. So I'm going to say Shift, exclamation, and enter. So it gives me, Visual Studio Code quickly gives me my HTML anatomy. So the title is HTML images, because that's what we are talking about here. So I'm going to create my heading. So let me say H2, say how to add images to your web page. I save. So to add images to my web page, I'm going to use the image tag, and that simply is your img, your src for source, your equal to, and then I have the alt attributes, and that's all for now. Okay, so let me go and add the images. The images are in a path or in a folder called images. So I'm going to type images slash. So the particular one that I want to choose is this first one, 1.png. You can name your images whatever you like, okay? So I just decided to name it that way. And don't forget that your image must come with an extension, either PNG or JPEG or GIF. Any of those extensions is very suitable for the web. So I save by pressing Ctrl S, or you can come to File and then you save. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my browser. So if I open my HTML, boom! What did you notice? You will notice that my image is so big. The image is so big and it's covering the entire web page. So this is where I'm going to adjust the size. But before I adjust the size of that image, I want to explain the alt attributes. Now the alt attributes, this attribute defines an alternative text description of the image. So this simply means that you can describe your image here. So I can say my YouTube banner, because that is actually my YouTube banner. So that's the description of my image. I'll put it there in the alt attributes. Now, why is that important? It's important for screen readers, so that when screen readers or visually impaired people are accessing your web page, they'll be able to know the kind of image that you have on your website. Remember that they can't see, so they use tools, softwares to be able to access your website. So there should be a proper description of your images each time you add images to your web page. So it's suitable for screen readers, visually impaired ones. So if as a result of poor network or there is an error in the syntax and your image is broken, then this alt attribute will come handy. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Say, for instance, instead of images, I just say image. You'll notice that there is an error. I deliberately created an error in the naming, in my naming the folder or the path where I have my images. So if I actually refresh this, you will notice that my image is broken. But you will also notice that I have the description of my image, which is my YouTube banner. Okay, so now let me go back there and correct it by adding the S. I save and I refresh. So I have my images back, but this image is too big. I need to resize this image. So what do I do? So what I'm going to do is to use the width and the height attributes. So I'm going to say width is 400 and the height is 200 pixels. So if I save and I go back to the image, if I refresh, boom, I have my image that is properly resized. Okay, so let me add another image again and see what will happen. So if I say IMG enter, then the part where the images are images, and then let me say 2 this time around, PNG, and then this time around I can say YouTube thumbnails, YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so that's the description of that image. So now let me go to my browser. Let me go to my browser and then I'm going to refresh. So you will notice that this image is also very big, very, very big. All right. So let me resize it as well. Let me resize this as well. Let me resize this. I'm going to say the width. I have, let me say 400. I give it the same width. Height, let me say 250 this time around. Okay, so I have saved it. I come back to my browser, I refresh, boom, and that's my image. Now, what did you notice here? That the image tag is actually an inline element. They do not, form on a new line or create an extra space. They sit side by side of each other, and that shows that the image tag is an inline element. So if I want this to come underneath this, I just do something simple. I just add a break here. B arrow. So your break tag is the B arrow tag. If I save it and I refresh it, I have my image stacking on top of each other. Okay, so that is how to add images to your web page. Okay, so it's very simple, very direct, straightforward, straight to the point, straight to the point, straight to the point. No big deal. Okay, so I believe you have got value. So this is all I have for you for today. If you have got value, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I upload videos like this, you'll be among the first to get value. And then, of course, the YouTube algorithm will notify you, and then you go ahead to get massive value. So, once again, Machifekumo is my name. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Peace.